As a lot of people know, the Nintendo Direct presentation was something that took place not too long ago, and there were a few surprises, I guess, in that presentation. We had a nice lineup of video games from the presentation. We got to see Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. We got to see Shadow Labyrinth, Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar. Um, Metroid Prime 4, we all knew, that game was going to be up there, and people are looking forward to that. And a lot of people are looking at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond as quite possibly one of the biggest video game releases that we're going to get for the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. And something that really caught my eye for the most part that I wasn't expecting was a brand new Marvel beat 'em up game. So it turns out that we're supposed to be getting a new beat 'em up game called Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and it's set to be released sometime later this year, but the date has not been revealed just yet. It's supposed to be coming out during the holiday season of 2025, so my guess is that it's going to come out around Q4 this year. And the thing about this game is that it's going to be published by the same publisher um, that did the Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge, and I believe Streets of Rage 4, and that's .emu or .mu. They worked on Streets of Rage 4, and that ended up being one of the best beat 'em up games of 2020. And I could say the same thing for Shredder's Revenge from 2022. In fact, like personally, I think that was possibly one of the best, video games of 2022 because that year in general sucked in relation to video game releases. And it just sucked as a year in general. But I'm excited to know that we have a new beat 'em up game coming out soon. And the vibe I get from this, just like looking at the animation, it kind of reminds me of X-Men 97 just a little bit. And it kind of reminds me of the animation that we got to see in like Streets of Rage 4. But as far as the actual gameplay is concerned, it looks more like Shredder's Revenge or even like the Power Rangers beat 'em up game that we got this past year. Those are the kind of vibes I get from this. And the reason is because it's a 2D side scrolling beat 'em up game that has multiplayer gameplay. And this game is cool because you could do all kinds of different like special attacks. You could do air combos similar to like what you would see in the Marvel versus Capcom series. It's just bursting with creativity and just fun and nostalgia and just like everything that a retro gamer could ask for. And I feel like this is a game that we should have gotten a very long time ago. I'd say at least a decade ago. And I do feel like a lot of people are gonna have fun with this game because there's like 15 like playable characters in this game. You have like, characters like Wolverine, Captain America, Venom, Storm. You have Spider-Man. You have so many big names in this game. And pretty much the setting is going to be in places like New York City and the negative zone. And there's just like it just looks very adventurous, like the level designs and the character designs and the gameplay. It's so fast, it feels so fluid. And it's one of the few video games that I have seen within the past couple of months that actually looks like a video game opposed to just real life simulation that's just overrated and boring. And that's something that, like, for me, I feel like, it gives me hope, in relation to the gaming industry because I do feel that we're definitely going to see more games like this in the future. Based off of what I know, this is supposed to be coming out on PlayStation, on Nintendo, and on Xbox, and it's obviously going to be available on PC as well. And obviously, it's going to have online, co-op gameplay. I believe it has cross-platform multiple or player gameplay as well. And yeah, I feel like this is something that I don't know. I feel like if it came out last year, it possibly could have went head to head with the Power Rangers beat 'em up game that we got. But yeah, it seems like when it comes down to video games in general, Marvel is just outshining and outdoing DC in just about everything. Their games have more appeal and more of allure to them than the DC games have. Because I think recently we just got like a free to play DC video game or whatever, or a DC mobile game that a lot of people really are talking about. It's supposed to be a strategy game. And the thing is, when it comes down to like superheroes and larger than life figures, people want action. They want to be impressed. They want to have fun. Like, I don't think, DC does that a lot with their video games. And their last couple of games have been flops for the most part. And I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what type of reception Marvel Cosmic Invasion is going to get. I think it's going to get a decent reception. I think critics are going to have nice things to say about it for the most part. I'm not exactly sure how many levels are going to be in the game, who the final boss is, stuff like that. But I do feel like it's something that's going to grab a lot of people's attention, especially if you're a casual fan of gaming and you're just a Marvel fan and you follow just about every Marvel movie and buy the comics and all that stuff. This is something that I think is worth buying. It's something that people can easily sink their teeth into. And I'm pretty sure it's going to probably be one of the best beat 'em up games that we get in 2025.